Hi and welcome to Excel Plus tips, tricks and dare I say it, fun with Excel. Now 2014 is almost at an end. This is being recorded on a New Year's Eve, the very last day. Who needs to go partying when we can stay indoors and have as much fun, in fact more fun, with Excel? Now here's a quick little I guess productivity macro, something to fix to get round a shortcoming in Excel, which has sort of bugged me off and on for years, and that's the ability to sum a group of numbers based purely upon their colour. Maybe there's another way of doing this. If someone knows it, just please let me know. However, the only way I've found to do it is through a macro, and sometimes when you have a table of numbers you change their colour for various reasons, to highlight various things, and it's often quite useful just to add them up. So I'll take you to the macro first, and then I'll show you it in operation. So we need the developer tab. If you don't have it visible, just go File, Options, Customize ribbon, and then take that developer. It's not turned on by default. Now click on the Visual Basic icon, or Alt F11 as it shows you there, and then it'll bring up the macro. It's quite a short one. Now this one's entitled function, so it can be recognized by this spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet alone, it is attached to a spreadsheet, and it basically will ask for two parameters: a range, the numbers you want to add up, and the color you want to add up. Now the color is specified also as a range. So basically it's going to look at the range you've specified the color from, and take the color from that cell, or the font color I should say, and then for the range you've specified, it will look at every cell in that range. If the cell has the font color of the other cell you specified, it will just add the numbers up in that cell, and then it will return them as the value of the function. So if we go back to the spreadsheet, now I've tried to think of a reason off the top of my head why this would be useful, and in this case, very simple list of, say, customers for whom you're providing some kind of service, some kind of support. You're invoicing them monthly, so just quite a simple list, and the ones that have been invoiced are shown in black. The ones that are to invoice in red, so you can flip them from red to black, and the ones that are maybe at risk, not paying or not even accepting an invoice, so you're going to lose these customers, shown in purple. Not such a good colour. So here's our customers down the side: Jim Lee, Jeff Johns, Matches Malone, and let's add up. Let's put in some formulas at the bottom based purely upon the colours. Alright, so if we go over to the the insert function, and we go more functions, and from the list there is user defined. We want some colour, and from this point on it's indistinguishable from any other Excel function. So the range are the numbers we would like to add up, and the colour, it's going to pick the colour up from the cell we specify. So if we think the row label here has the colour we would like, and of course there's no reds. Now let's just alter that formula a tad so we can copy it across. Let's keep the rows static so we can copy down, and the parameter, keep the column static so we can copy that across. One extra bit. Now I've added a cell down here which I've called switch, so I've given it the label switch, and the reason for that will become apparent very soon. Let's copy all of those formulas across, and there we are. Look, it's quite nicely. Now I've added a check here, just if your colouring drifts off a little, you may think you're adding a number up, but in fact you're not. So say on that number there, say you'd used a slightly different shade of red, and lo and behold, it's not being added up. And to be honest, Excel is a little bit finicky sometimes. So that's just a nice little double check. So we can see, and now if we want to change the colour of someone, say Mr. Johns has paid many months in advance. Now, as you'll see, nothing actually happens to the totals at the bottom. Not a thing. Change the colour, change it back, nothing happens, and that's basically because Excel doesn't record the changing of a colour as an event which affects calculations. So nothing will happen. So the way to get round this is to put a volatile formula in there, in this case a random number, make it incredibly small so it has little or no effect on the total. Now each time we hit F9 or a number in the spreadsheet changes, it will recalculate. So let's change Mr. Jones over to black. Again, nothing has happened. Hit F9 and it updates based on colour. Let's see Mr. Malone. He's paid as well. F9. Now this won't be the quickest formulas. If you had a large data table and you were using this formula repeatedly, I mean this will slow your spreadsheet down, but it still might be useful for those very, very specific functions. And of course remember, you've always got to do something which means there is a numerical change to get it to update. There are various ways of doing it, and again the easiest is just to put in a volatile formula and then wrap F9 every time you want it to recalculate, and it won't be a problem at all. So hopefully that you'll find a better use for this than the one I've shown in this example, but it can actually be really, really quite useful indeed. And again, you've got to be careful with your colouring, so it's always wise double checking. So I may do another tutorial, I'll get another one up today, but if not, have a good new year, and you keep on with that Excel. It is the gift that just keeps on giving, and remember, it's not just for Christmas. Excel is for life.